And a good morning, good Saturday afternoon, wherever you may be on the East Coast. It is 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. You are watching Rise of the Fan. That's right, the Rise of the Fan. We finally have an opportunity as sports fans to be heard as a collective. I am Aaron Phillips, Las Vegas Entertainer Hall of Fame class of 2018. My partner, Brett, I wish I had a class that I could say I was part of. Lason, how are you, sir?
Still pending, hopefully.
Still pending.
Yeah, you're getting pretty natural at this.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
What's installment number 4 now?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, number quattro, 4, quarter, something.
Pretty monumental.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it seems like it was literally yesterday when we were opening up with our debut show.
It wasn't? You mean it wasn't?
Yeah, I know, right? Absolutely. And here we are almost a month later. Got some traction on our belt.
Absolutely, cool. And they said it wouldn't last.
Right.
Here we are, the Rise of the Fan.
Defying the odds.
That's right. The show that's all about you and me and Brett and anybody that's a sports fan on any level. An opportunity to have our voices heard or our thoughts finally expressed in a manner that we're going to make a difference when it comes to the world of sports and the things off the field that really just tick us off as sports fans, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much across the spectrum, regardless of the sport, really regardless of the level, regardless of the era. You could look at it in any ways, and these are issues, these underlying issues that never seem to go away. Well, there's a reason, because they often go unaddressed. Our purpose is to address those issues, to shine light on them, to give them credence, and to really dive into them to see why they continue to hinder us, the sports fan, on a regular basis.
Exactly. And why we want to still stay attached to our beloved sports, no matter how much it just irritates us when things happen that we just go, huh?
Right. And that happens a lot.
Early happy hello from Lisa Mascari from Hand and Stone. She's in the chat room already. Thank you, Lisa, as always. Please reshare our feed. David Dennison's in the chat room as well. 702-329-6947 is our number. 1-855-502-4321. You do not have to be Major Tom to use that number, but in either case, press the number 1, and that'll bring you right into the studio to join our conversation. As well, we love Twitters. We love tweets.
Twitters. I love it.
I know. Yeah. I just showed my age to benefit you.
You're getting there.
Yeah. JoinTheFan.com. Put a hashtag in front of that. Right now on the screen, you see a couple of tweets that have already come in. Let's see. Golf fans are the angriest people. Is that what I just quickly saw?
On social media.
On social media. Oh, I'd love to know.
They do get pretty hostile.
Why? What is it about golf that...
I think it's because the notion, as far as on a cultural basis of golf, you're often supposed to keep your cool, at least when you're a spectator there live, if you're a part of the gallery, right? Now, depending on the tournament, depending on the player themselves, that's going to vary. But I think in terms of overall viewership and spectatorship, you're kind of supposed to keep your cool.
The gentleman's
game, exactly. The traditionalist approach. But if you're if you're watching on television and you have your phone in front of you, that all goes out the window.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything's fair game.
Absolutely. How many broken clubs I would have on a golf course myself.
No doubt.
Missing a putt or whatever. Hello to Jacob Walters. He's out there. Oh, Mark Maynard says hello as well. Thank you guys for listening. Please share our feed. Okay. We are March 13th. And notice for those of you who, when we're on our wide shot, we have a hint of green. The luck of the Irish. That was really bad.
You know what?
So I don't specialize in
You
dialects.
went for it, though. You went for it.
And I drowned. Anyway, so that means one thing when it comes to March. It's the madness of March.
Yes.
Certain basketball tournament or something big's going on in the coming
Wasn't
weeks.
around last year. Yeah.
No.
Is it new or something?
It might. You know what? I think it's Madness 2.0. That's what we should call it. Hashtag Madness 2.0.
Hashtag Madness 2.0.
Why not?
I'm for it. I wonder how many college basketball fans would jump on board with that. But
well, let's find out.
That's why we're going for it. I guess we can only know until we try.
That's right. You never know. I mean, after all, last year, listen, it's a year already. March, I think it was the 11th, when the NBA got the call to shut down and how that affected things. And I guess, is it the 15th or 16th was the actual quarantine 10-day initial stuff. So a lot has gone on in the world of sports since then, both good and bad. And but anyway, so marching into madness, or I'm trying to be careful, we can't say this is the super big game for the NFL. We get in trouble too. But our guest today is someone who represents one of the greatest organizations founded here in Las Vegas, Opportunity Village. Ashton Ferguson, he is a marketing specialist, and they have an event going on. It's a fundraiser for their organization. Why don't you share what the event is?
HOOPS HOOPLA.
Yeah.
And we are stoked. Obviously, the tournament's such a big deal. Now, if you're a big college basketball fan, you may have you have it on all kinds of media outlets. You know, you go to fill out your bracket. Every year, the goal is to get that perfect bracket. And a lot of times it's just for fun. You kind of treat it like fantasy football. There may be some money on the line, like it's a pool. Either way, it's a good collective type of thing to get everyone involved in the community. But Opportunity Village is taking that exact concept and slightly tweaking it to do something that I guess you could say that only they can do, because we talk about how they are very much visionaries and how they are very much mavericks, both locally, but really nationally when you look at it across the board, because very much what they do affects, I guess you could say, the Valley directly, but as a whole, from a philosophical and just a philanthropic standpoint.
You want to buy a valve for that one?
Right, absolutely. From that standpoint, they really have set a tone, I think, that a lot of charitable organizations across the board can kind of take some notes off of. And that's why I really look forward to having Ashton Ferguson on to dive into more of what the Hoops Hoopla is and how it's so much different than anything else related to the March Madness and the tournament.
Absolutely, and it's a great opportunity. Number one, to have fun for basketball fans.
Well, that's the key thing.
We're gonna we have access. I got a sheet. I know you got a bracket, and I think a few others have within our organization. So we'll have some fun matching up. And of course, listen, the tournament is a moneymaker. It's a business thing. You know, obviously they're going to be in the bubble, I think, in Indianapolis, where they traditionally have had the finals. Is that where they're bubbling everybody nowadays, right, in Indy? So we'll see how that affects everything. We'll see if what's going on, because teams yesterday, the last couple of days, some big powerhouses.
It's getting rough.
Duke and Virginia and these big teams, Kentucky, out because of COVID.
Yeah.
And the effects that's going to have on the tournament. I hate to say it, but this is Vegas when it comes to the betting and everything else.
People are already starting to book their tickets. You know, I already have been talking to a few people who already plan to come in because they couldn't come in last year, so they're trying to overcompensate.
Right. And that, keeping in mind that none of the tournament is here in Vegas.
No.
It's crazy. We get under what were normal circumstances here in Vegas, we probably get as many, if not more, people that come in for the March Madness time period than we do over New Year's weekend.
Yeah.
And that's huge. You're talking hundreds of thousands of people just for the tournament to come in and be part of it here.
In terms of the big three, in terms of local attendance in the sports books, you know, your brick and mortar sports books in town in the Las Vegas Valley, obviously the Super Bowl's number one. And then right behind it are the tournament and the Kentucky Derby. You take those three events in terms of the on-campus. I'm not saying they're necessarily always the Super Bowl is.
Right.
They're not necessarily always the biggest in terms of handle or in terms of how much is bet on particular wagers, particular props, whatever have you. But in terms of the actual attendance on the floor, they're in their league of their own.
Oh,
obviously,
absolutely.
the Super Bowl's a step above, understandably so, but the Derby and March Madness are right behind them.
Absolutely. So it's a big event culturally. We'll talk about how Opportunity Village has now taken this March Madness thing and now has created this Hoops Hoopla that Ashton will talk about, and other things about the importance of an organization like the Fan Action Nation supporting organizations like Opportunity Village, Kids Uplifting Kids in our local community, and why people should be part of an organization that supports communities, organizations like that.
And it's reflective, like I said, as a whole, because again, they're a local entity that kind of reflects a national problem and them attempting to find issues and solutions to those problems, even if it isn't, I guess you could say, on a smaller scale, but it represents something much bigger, and that's why Ashton is going to shine some light on that here today.
And we're looking forward to that. If you go to jointhefan.com right now, our website, you'll notice on the cover photo, if Mr. Producer can put up our laptop screen there, we are counting down 20 days, 22 hours, 19 minutes, and a continuing decrease of seconds of the official 4-3-2-1 launch of the Fan. Very exciting.
Very exciting.
I know our owner, Andrew Capel, can hardly contain himself with the excitement that April 3rd is about to bring him.
Oh, look at him. He's shaking with excitement as we speak.
I don't even want to look. He's behind me, and I'm glad for that.
You could feel the
I can
presence.
feel the eyes.
Right.
See, I feel bad for you because there's a prompt over my shoulder for you to see what's being seen. Right above that, you see him as well.
Yes. So I get the whole visual.
You got a double whammy.
Smorgasbord, right?
Yes. See, I don't. So I'm very grateful for that.
There you go.
So, but anyway,
Use the senses.
On the website, jointhefan.com, a plethora of information and opportunities. How to join. We have blogs. We have website swag. You can get decked out in fan merchandise just like you see Brett and I wearing. By the way, they had kid sizes for you? I was just asking. They had sizes for shirts? Kid sizes?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm still growing. I'm a growing boy.
Listen.
Eat your vitamins. Say your prayers.
And you have something in your hand there as well.
Absolutely.
That
we plugged these pretty hard last week, but for those who never got a chance to see them, we got our facial masks ready to go. Top of the line, filtered, adjustable. You could tell I'm a future QVC host.
I can see that.
Absolutely,
yes.
in the making.
Yes.
But no, you got our colors. Again, adjustable, very comfortable. And the key thing about these masks, if it didn't become clear after a while, you needed to find something that was going to work in terms of some consistency.
Hold that mask back up. Hold it up so everybody can see it, so that our producer here, he wants to get a close up.
It was a whole year.
Here you go. Turn a little bit to the camera there. There you go.
It was a full year. So after a while, comfort became a factor.
That's
now
right.
you got that comfort. Even if as everyone's getting their vaccines, got to get this going too. We're not out of the woods yet, almost.
No, we're not. We're not.
I'm still posing. I don't know if I'm
No,
still
you're
yeah,
done.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, you have a prompter. It should tell you when the camera's off.
Right, that's true too.
Although the way you held it up, it looked
the prompter is new though.
Yes,
to be
and
fair.
that, and that has come up since, I don't know, about last week.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
My co-host on another show was complaining that he couldn't see what was going on. So,
Neil.
Magic.
It wasn't Neil. That was a shot in the dark. Okay.
Well, you hit the bullseye.
Right.
Anyway, I come in the studio 2 days later for something, and automatically Aaron has this prompter here, so that everybody who sits in the seat where you're sitting now has a view of themselves and what's going on.
Fantastic.
JoinTheFan.com. By the way, if you click on the About Us page, what does the Fan stand for? Well, it's simply right there on your screen. The Fan is a one and only exclusive community founded by sports fans for the benefit of sports fans, acting on behalf of the special interests of sports fans with the citizenship and a passport to power to our fandom. Pretty tight and concise as to who we are and what our purpose is.
Absolutely. And if that doesn't get the job done, hopefully this podcast does.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think we've been pretty clear.
We are a wealth of information about what the Fan is. We're just about up against our first break in another minute or so. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. A lot has gone on in the world of sports as well, and how they impact the landscape of sports. I mean, look what's happened in college football with the Les Miles situation.
Yeah.
Those are things as fans you have to deal with. Not on the field stuff when you look at the allegations from his days in LSU, how that hurts their fan base.
And something that's down the road. Again, it's something that hindsight and the retroactive evaluation process has to play a factor, because this is something that's going back almost 10 years.
Absolutely.
When you look at about 7 or 8, when Les was actually still back in Baton Rouge.
Right. And the athletic director of Kansas who hired him also was relieved of his duties this past week. So how does that impact the world of college football for those who are avid fans of the college football scene?
Which most are, as we talked last week. It's a different breed in terms of the cultural fandom surrounding college football. A lot of it's regional. A lot of it's surrounding the conferences themselves. And that plays into how fans react over certain happenings in the news.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We are just, you know what? I just realized we have a couple live reads to do.
Absolutely.
Normally our guest comes up when we take our break. So perhaps, Aaron, you can throw up don't throw up all over your console, please. If you can, we're going to do our live
That's
reads.
must-see television.
And then just put up a quick 30-second commercial so we can bring up our guests after that. So would you like to start us off with Squid Cup?
Absolutely. Well, wouldn't it be awesome to never spill a drink again? Well, we thought so too. That's why we developed the non-tipping magnetic Squid Cup system. It creates a cup holder when you need it using the power and simplicity of dual magnets and microsuction cups. Whether you are on the water or road, too few or too shallow cup holders will never be a problem again. The Squid Cup system features a 16-ounce double-wall insulated tumbler and an insulating 12-ounce can cooler. You can visit squidcup.com to order.
There you go. News just came across our prompter there that we'll share. If the Calgary Flames have fired their head coach Jeff Ward on Thursday night, replacing him with former coach and two-time Stanley Cup champion Darryl Sutter. How does that? I mean, I don't follow. I mean, obviously Aaron is from Calgary, so he's probably follows the Flames a little more than you and I probably do.
Right.
I wonder if that was something that was called from the fan base up there, that they were not happy with the coaching.
And coaching movement in terms of hockey, it's something that happens like a lot more frequently than I think people realize. It's a lot of times it doesn't break the news like basketball or the NFL does.
Right, unless you're Golden Knights or, because there was big news this past week as well for that.
In the local market. Right.
Anyway, hey, did you know, what year were you born, by the way?
1993.
Oh, so you were 5.
Yeah, look at that pause there. You're thinking,
I
thought he was at least a little older than that.
No. I just am relating it to the commercial I'm about to read. It was 1988 when Wahoo's was started by the Lee brothers in Costa Mesa, California. They had a desire to blend their unique heritage of food experiences and bring them to the table for others to enjoy and feel more alive. With 6 convenient locations throughout the Las Vegas Valley, there's no reason whatsoever for you to miss out on the greatest tastes at Wahoo's. And if that wasn't enough for you, you should take advantage of the $2.95 Pacifico all-day, everyday special. Plus, if you sign up, jump $25 into your membership account, they will match that $25 as well. So, to find your nearest location here in Vegas, simply go to wahoos.com or anywhere in the country. Go to that website and look for the nearest Wahoo's near you. Wahoos with an S.com, like Yahoo, like that commercial. Wahoo's.
Heck of a spot, too. Great food, great ambiance. Love it.
I know where 2 of them are.
Yeah, they're
All right,
convenient.
we're going to step aside for a quick 30-second commercial so we can bring Ashton up, get him settled before we get involved in talking with Ashton.
Let's do it.
You're watching Rise of the Fan. That's Brett. I'm Aaron. We're back in 30 seconds.
When you think of relaxation, do you think of a massage? If not, you should. Las Vegas Hand and Stone Massage at Silverado Ranch provides professional spa experiences at affordable rates. You will be enveloped in soothing sounds and aromas on your way to total relaxation. De-stress with our full-body massage to relieve tension, soothe tired muscles, and temper migraines. You can select from many options, including CBD, deep tissue, sports, and our signature hot stone massage. Call 702-941-7833 and start de-stressing today.
All right, welcome back to Rise of the Fan. I'll tell you what, 30 seconds, a lot can happen. Not only do we
And
have
it goes quick.
And it does.
Yeah.
Yes. By the time you say goodbye, you're back on in 30 seconds. Not only does Ashton Ferguson, welcome to the show, has now joined us successfully without having to trip over stuff while we're doing a live read.
Oh, he handled like a pro.
But breaking news. Do we have a teletype sound somewhere? I want a teletype when we talk about breaking news. I'm going to wait for this.
Okay.
Because.
The production.
I know, right?
Anticlimactic.
I know.
Thanks anyway, though, Aaron.
During our break, I just received word that a new member has joined as a Rebel membership.
Exciting.
Join the fan, Mark Maynard. If you don't know who Mark is.
And it's actually a visionary.
Oh, a visionary. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. Well, no. Did you say visionary or rebel? Oh, visionary. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm glad you listened.
It's all good. Clarity.
Visionary.
We're good.
That's not a teletype. That's a timpani roll. But that's okay, too. Anyway, Mark Maynard has joined as a visionary to join the fan. And Mark, by the way, if you don't know, he does Frankie Valli tribute artist here in town and across the country. Great guy. He is now part of the fan family. So there you go.
Big time.
Another one has joined our revolution. Lifetime member. One time for $59. I hear these voices in my head.
Yeah, right.
You know,
it's as if we have something going on in our ears.
I'm telling you, $59.99 one-time membership, plus great discounts in the store for our merchandise. As my laptop just rebooted. That's so. Anyway, $59.99 one time forever. He's a member till. By the way, can we pass the benefits of our membership down to others in our family? Are they can like
inheritance?
Yeah, can I will it if it's a lifetime?
The heir to the membership.
Who's lifetime?
I would consider that, but I need to kind of get the gene pool expanded a little bit.
You need to have a family. Anyway, I digress. We have our guest, Ashton Ferguson, marketing specialist from Opportunity Village here in Las Vegas, joins us. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
You're joining the craziness today.
Can't wait.
Neck deep.
Good.
The madness, right?
The madness. That's right. That's our keyword today is the madness.
As it should be.
So, thank you for coming. Listen, Opportunity Village, I've been here in town for 24 years. And, of course, I'm familiar with it through my years in Kiwanis and the great work Opportunity Village does. But we've got listeners all over the world.
Sure.
Let's give a little history on who and what Opportunity Village is in supporting our community and around.
Sure. So, you've been here for 24 years, Aaron, so you've seen it kind of Las Vegas grow exponentially. This town used to end. There was no Summerlin. It was Trop and Rainbow, and it kind of cut off.
Absolutely.
So it really has grown in the last, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But one of those things that's been constant throughout the whole time of change has been Opportunity Village. Mm-hmm. We're one of the largest nonprofits in the state of Nevada. We've been here since 1954. So, almost 70 years of being a nonprofit here in town. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we serve adults or individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And right now we're serving over 3,000 individuals. So we've currently got 4 campuses, a thrift store that started in 1962, and over 60 community partners that are some of these community sites that hire some of our individuals served. So it's a very robust organization, and we just do a lot of stuff here in town.
I like the fact you mentioned, Ashton, that it's robust, because one thing Opportunity Village has always done very well is kind of cover their bases. They appeal to multiple demographics. One thing I've noticed in recent years, though, is that you've really made an attempt to appeal to the sports demographic. I know there's been numerous things that you and members in your camp have done with different sports books, different places in town regarding anything professional athletics. And now here we are. This is something collegiate, but this may be the most involved you've ever been with the Hoops Hoopla and with the tournament. What do you think appealing to a sports demographic does to something that was already very impactful with your guys' strategies?
Yeah. So to understand, to answer your question, Brett, is most of our funding, over 70%, is from fundraising. Mm-hmm. That's kind of flip-flop for most nonprofits in town and kind of over the country, across the country. how we get that fundraising is through events, is through, having community partners like the fan to sponsor events like Picks for OV, Hoops Hoopla, and to run these fundraising events. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Magical Forest, the Las Vegas.
There many. I used to work that with Kiwanis.
That's kind of the gold standard, too.
We loved the train station. We were on the train station. Loved that.
Awesome,
that was a lot of fun.
In a way, that's a lot of people's introduction, too. And it's a great way to around the holidays.
100%. 100%.
Right.
And actually, last year was the first time we had to close it down in 30 years because of COVID.
Right.
So it was very tough on our organization. But, to get back to the Picks for OV Hoops Hoopla is one of those fundraising avenues that we do. And when we started the Picks for OV brand in 2018, we thought, there's a lot of overlap between sports fans and philanthropists. Like, sports fans want to get involved.
Good point.
They're not just here to scream hot takes and to talk about sports all the time. They want to make a difference in their communities. And, Picks for OV was started in 2018. We've got a football version, Football Fever, and we do that for the whole 17-week NFL regular season. And then we do a Hoops Hoopla in March, which is obviously for March Madness, but this is our second for Hoops Hoopla, second year. We didn't do it last year because of COVID, shut down the tournament, but we did it in 2019. It was very successful for the inaugural year, and we're really looking forward to doing it again this year with your guys' support.
And I love that, too, because, again, it's tapping into sports in different ways. The way an NFL season functions week 1 through 17, it's going to be a little bit different as far as that participation over a tournament. That's a much more concise parameter of time. So it's interesting how they're tapping into different sports, seeing what works for them. And I'm guessing the NFL worked monumentally well, and I'm guessing this is going to do the same.
It sure did. And, the NFL's obviously 17 weeks, so it's a longer, I guess,
bigger haul.
Yeah, it's a bigger haul to do. This is only, right when you sign up, you've got March Madness starts the 14th is when the selection Sunday is. And so they've got that 5-day window to fill out their brackets. And then really it's just tuning in and kind of enjoying
holding your breath in a way,
enjoying the tournament. And so that's, we're excited to do it. And,
The thing is, with the tournament, it's you always have to try to look at it and see who's the wild card that's going to, upset
100%,
everybody.
100%, yeah.
Because somebody is not, there's like 1 out of 10 million people that pick that one that dark horse that goes through and doesn't screw up anything.
It's funny because every year you've got people. It seems like more people every year want to offer $1 million or something as a prize to fill out the perfect bracket. And as sports fans, the three of us know it's not going to happen, right? You're never going to have a perfect bracket. Warren Buffett, I think, offers it every year, and you're just like, it's great promotion, it's great marketing, but it's not.
It's almost as like a big tease dangling in front of you because it's not going to go down
and
that
as
way.
sports fan, we're all competitive, so we're like, we're going to get the perfect bracket.
It may happen this year, right?
Exactly. Never.
Who came up with the idea as a fundraiser for the organization to do this with the bracket?
So it was, our vice president of philanthropy, Adam Joseph, I think he started OV 4 years ago. And, him and I are big sports fans and a couple other people that work at our organization. And so we were just kind of floating ideas around of things that we could do. And, as I mentioned, it was the football one that really caught our eye. And that one, it was originally just celebrities that got involved. I think we had like 10 to 15 celebrities. And then we figured, why not open it up to the public? Why does this have to be only a celebrity type thing? And so when we've got hundreds of sports fans competing with many sponsors. For Hoops Hoopla, we've got 7 sponsors, including the fan.
Wow.
So it's just, you kind of see how everything is piecing together. But yeah, got to give credit to Adam Joseph for starting this out.
And it's great opportunity for people to get involved in something that people probably do around the office anyway.
Yes.
And to support an organization like Opportunity Village. And, of course, Opportunity Village is one of our 2 community. That's even older than me, by the way.
We got him beat, Brett.
Right. Got him beat.
Can't make jokes anymore about ages.
We got a head start.
OV is older than me. But for an organization like OV to have the support of an organization like the Fan and its members, what does that mean for you guys? Relationship and partnership.
Sure. It's everything. It's everything. We can't host these contests. We can't host these fundraising opportunities without partners like the Fan. And so I know when Andy came and toured our Opportunity Village, he toured the Magical Forest, and he toured our Okie campus. He really saw firsthand of the difference we make in Southern Nevada, and he's like, I want to get involved, and we were like, we'd love it. Let's do it. And obviously you guys are a Fan Action Network, so it's all about sports. And this was the perfect opportunity to start our relationship, to have you guys for Hoops Hoopla.
Right on.
Let me ask you this really quick. As someone, and for the audience who doesn't know, Ashton, at one point you were immersed in the world of media and journalism, a former sports writer. At one point you used your voice in a different way to kind of shed light on certain issues in the Valley. How does that carry over to your position now, doing something a little bit different, but in a way is similar because of how immersed you are and how you basically have to use those PR type of skills to get the word out there,
Sure.
but not necessarily in terms of just shedding the news, but more so getting people involved. How is that translated to you in this phase now working with Opportunity Village?
Sure. So it's funny because, when I used to be a sports writer at the RJ for almost 5 years, and then I got the marketing job at Opportunity Village, and I didn't think sports would necessarally follow me.
And here you are.
It was sort of great for both parties, and then I think Adam really enjoyed it himself because it gave him kind of a partner in crime to run with his creativity and his idea. And it helps that I know the background because, let's face it, March Madness, I absolutely love it. It's my favorite time of the year. This is like Christmas to me. If I could call out for work for the next 2 weeks, I would. But, it just worked out. And that's perfect. I think they just really appreciated that I had that sports background to kind of promote these contests and, go on shows if I have to.
Sure.
And yeah.
Like a match made in heaven.
There you go.
Sweet.
Where's Ashton? He called out from bracketology-itis.
Yeah.
Right.
Sports isn't my occupation anymore, but,
Hey, listen.
In a way, that's for the better, though, because now it's like you mix the work and the play. Sometimes they
Exactly.
interfere with each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
Now you can keep them separate, but they're still
Exactly.
just enough connected.
Yeah,
right?
I still love sports, and it's so different going to a sporting event or watching it without having to figure out like the storyline,
Right.
And without who I'm going to talk to and
Yeah.
get quotes from. It's a whole different ball game.
Well
so
said, well said.
It's really cool.
Changes the perspective.
100%.
Okay, before we go to our next break, talk about where folks can get involved for the hoops.
Okay.
Hoops Hoopla.
That's it.
Sounds like a basket. It should be a nickname of somebody. Hey, on the court right now is Hoops
That's a
Hoopla.
great rig to it.
Yeah.
Right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Who came up with the name?
Marketing rights
I
itself.
was going to say, did you
I
come up with the name?
I think it was actually me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't want
Pat on the
to. I
back.
hate like taking credit for that because I think it was.
Well, you're on the air. I wouldn't expect you
Yeah.
to give credit to somebody else. For
that was kind of selfish of me, right? But
Right. That's
no,
what we want you here for, though. It's your
right.
guest spot.
the more that we talk about this, though, it's like a lot of people get Hoops Hoopla confused, and I'm like, was that a great pick in the first place? I don't know, but as you guys know, we can't mention certain words in
That's
the
right.
in the
Right.
business
Right.
aspect, so
Fair.
we had to get a little creative, and my marketing director Marty Wood loves alliteration, so
Yeah, I was just about to. It's strong on the alliteration.
It just came off the tongue, and his eyes popped up. He's like, okay, and
I
so
can hear it
we
now.
went with it.
Your
But-
starting center, number 55, Hoops
Hoopla.
Hoopla. Hoopla.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And well, then it's the It's like that. Almost like there's like a ellipsis at the end of it. It's like
Exactly.
hoops,
Yeah,
hoopla.
exactly.
It just rolls well.
But for anyone who wants to get involved, they can sign up for the March Madness competition, OV's charity bracket contest, Picks for OV Hoops Hoopla at picksforov.com. They have until 7 a.m. on Friday, March 19th. As you guys know, the tournament starts at 9 a.m. The games tip off. So as long as they can register by 7 a.m. that day and have that hour and 59 minute to fill out and submit a bracket, you're golden.
So for those tuning in, essentially, if you have done any kind of bracket, whether it be through CBS, ESPN, it's essentially the same concept. It's just that attachment that what you were just alluding to. This is what makes it that much better because you are truly getting involved, not in just a charitable effort, but something that really aligns with our mission here at the Fan Action Nation. So that's why we really want to emphasize getting involved in this tournament bracket as opposed to something else because you're going to have more of a say just by your involvement because this is what we want. We want you, like we talk about the family, our nation. This is another way for you to get brought into that.
And you know what's funny about that, Brett, too, is that, I think it's 40 or 50 million people across the U.S. fill out a bracket, right? Why not do it for charity? If you're just going to do it, for, with your friends, with your family, put a little skin in the game. With your $50 donation is how you do it. It's a $50 donation at picksforov.com. And you go against hundreds of sports fans.
And we have some awesome prizes that we're going to get into on the other side of the break.
Exactly.
Correct. We'll talk about those when we come back on the other side. It is time for our second break here at the show. You're watching Rise of the Fan. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. When we come back, I have more breaking news.
Whoa.
For
Heavy news day.
Heavy.
I like
this is like from the front lines kind of news.
We're anchors today.
So hopefully our teletype or timpani will work a little bit better on the other side of the break. You're watching Rise of the Fan. We'll be back right after this.
Get ready to kick off with Football Darts. Football Darts is the revolutionary new game that lets you play the game of football on a dartboard. Anything you can do in a real game, you can do with Football Darts. Kickoff, throw or run for yardage, kick field goals, even turnovers. Football Darts is the perfect game for football fans. Play at tailgates, at home, at work, even remotely. Find your team at footballdarts.com or online at your favorite store. It's almost like being in the action at the stadium. Get ready to kick off with Football Darts.
P4P Therapeutics has created high-quality CBD products from 100% organic industrial hemp and are tested for purity and potency. Our products were specifically formulated with boxing champ Mikey Garcia in mind, as well as maximum benefit for recreational athletes and all consumers. From gummies and gel capsules to lemongrass soothe bombs to potent CBD oil tinctures, we have you covered. To see our entire line of available products, visit pfpcbd.com and place your order today.
Boy, Mikey Garcia, reminding you, pound for pound CBD, all natural, effective.
The fans are arising today. Breaking news. Let's go to our breaking news desk anchor right now. Hoops Hoopla.
Yeah, right? You're going to really force that in there.
We're going to play that. We're going to have to use that till the cows come home. All right. During the last segment, we can also welcome another new member, another new visionary member. Mr. Eric Sang now joins the Squid Cup family, the fan family, as we toast our Squid Cups.
There you go.
I'm using my coolie today, which, by the way, does a great job keeping the water nice and chilled for me. So he is joined as a lifetime member, and in addition to their membership, both Mark Maynard and Eric will be receiving a free bracket entry to Hoops Hoopla for Opportunity Village.
Exciting.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
Chance to help support. Now, since we're talking about there are prizes that are up for grabs.
Yeah, we have to get into that because now people are thinking, all right, but what gives, right?
Exactly.
It's cool to be charitable, but there's got to be a little something on the
exactly.
line. Even Ashton will acknowledge that.
100%. We teased it a little bit, but we didn't give him everything. So.
Right.
That's right. So let's bring up our prize list there. First place all the way down to fifth. You got some nice prizes here.
Yeah.
So
they're actually, we should call them prize packages.
Yeah.
Because
hey,
they're not.
Tell them what they want.
I have like 4 or 5 bullet points in each one. It's pretty nice.
Exactly.
Right.
So first place, you're getting everything from a membership to the Sterling Club down to an aviation flight package. Talk about that.
Yeah, so the Sterling Club is, obviously an exclusive lifestyle community here in Club in Las Vegas. They've got tennis, they've got fitness, they've just a beautiful facility. And what's great about all these prizes, too, they were in-kind donations from our community partners.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to everyone that's on this list for making this what it is. But from that flight, we'll get helicopter lessons, or flight lessons, excuse me,
Wow.
to fly. I think it's over, I want to say it's the Grand Canyon or Hoover Dam. I
It
can't
says
remember.
Hoover Dam with 2 to 3 guests.
Yeah, so I think you see the Colorado River and you see that whole entire area. So really cool if you want to ever take that kind of exclusive plane ride.
Plus, you're also in that same first place package, 2 round-trip Allegiant airline tickets.
Exactly.
Which expires just in time for Thanksgiving. So you have a holiday or 2 or 3 that you can use the tickets to go visit.
Exactly. And think about this, guys, $50, and it's to charity and for the chance to win these amazing prizes. So it's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Second place, you have an opportunity to meet UFC featherweight champion Dan 50K. How do you pronounce his last name? Iggy. All right. And Extreme Couture training coach Eric Nixick.
Yep.
5 punch passes to Extreme Couture. So the second package here
Just as
is
good.
all about UFC.
Yeah, it's just as good as the first. And,
Yep.
and our friends at Extreme Couture are really great friends of ours.
One of the top gyms in town.
Top gyms in town for that. And they just, they're really charitable. And so they donated this amazing package for us. And anyone who's a fan can take, can go do that if they win.
Right. Yeah, key note. So we'll get more into the prizes here. 3rd place, 4th place. In terms of like determining, I guess you're saying who gets what goes where. Was this a little bit of an not an issue, but a roadblock? Because again, when it's something that's charitable and it's something that's based off something like March Madness and the NCAA tournament, how these brackets are going to play out. You're going to have a who's who. It's going to go all over the place. Was it a little bit hard for you guys streamlining how these prizes were going to be detailed as once we get going here and we're going to have determined winners?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too difficult. I mean, we have really great community partners that really just step up throughout the entire year to do things for us. And, we had some of these packages in our inventory, and then we reached out for a couple more. But, one of my colleagues, Tina, she put these prizes together. I think she did a wonderful job of making it what it is.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's really great. There's also golf lessons. There's fitness experiences.
It's not top heavy.
Yeah.
A lot of times with these type of things, you get like the first, second place. Okay, cool. And then as you get a little bit down, it's a little
100%,
whittled.
yeah.
Not here, not at all.
Well,
and it's for everyone too. It's not, it's men, it's women.
Broad appeal.
It's a broad appeal.
Right.
So, if you can kind of exchange with, the other top 5 prizes, if you don't really like something or you want to change with
Right.
someone, it's supposed to be a fun atmosphere.
Well, I was just handed a note that your first, second, and third place winners here, this is coming direct from the top of the fan, Andy Coppell.
All right.
That your top 3 winners will also receive free lifetime membership to the fan.
Oh.
So if you finish first, second, and third, you will become a member of the fan, the Visionary, at a $59.99 value as
great.
part of the top 3 prizes.
And we already have a new visionary member as of a few minutes ago, so we're growing.
We have 2.
Right.
Yeah,
2.
absolutely.
Yep.
So there's 5 great prize packages.
Yep.
As you mentioned, and there is a little bit of everything for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely worth the. What is the registration cost to get involved?
It's $50.
Okay.
It's a $50 donation, but it's the entry to get into the contest.
Okay.
But we want to look at it as a donation.
Well,
because
sure,
even
sure.
if you come in last place,
Right.
you're still making a really big difference in the community.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Also, too, I think you do have the other slide about Hoops Hoopla, about some of the information. Register to picksforov.com,
Yep.
correct? I know you mentioned it before, but let's go over that real quickly.
Sure. So $50 or visit picksforov.com, and there you'll actually see the prizes graphic. So you can really get a detailed list of all that stuff. But you also click to donate or sign up to play, I think it's called.
Okay.
Go to that sheet, fill it out, $50 donation, and you're in. And then from March 14th to March 19th, we'll send you a unique URL code that leads to our bracket host. And there it'll look like any traditional bracket, the 68 teams. On Thursday are the playing games. Those no predictions are required for ours. So just focus on the round of 64.
And that's a key note because some brackets are sticklers on that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. But, I like the 64, the traditional way because, you never, I don't know.
In terms of setting the bracket, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Because often, usually when you look at that bracket, whether you're a diehard college basketball fan or just someone who's more of a novice or just a casual fan, usually when you're going to that bracket and you see the slashes, those teams because it's an early bracket, you'd prefer it when those teams are already predetermined. So a lot of people like to do it when those playing games are already set.
Well, what's funny about that, too, is I think every year since they've implemented the 68 teams, one of those teams is won. I think it's usually like a 12-5 or an 11-6, right?
On that Thursday, something happens and you go into that Sunday thinking, well, this wasn't supposed to go down
but
that way.
you want to know going into the 64 who it's going to be.
Well said.
Because in the past, it's how they match up with that new team. So I think that in the past we've had like Syracuse and ASU were like an 11-11 game.
Right.
And if Syracuse advanced, I love them against said team or whoever it was. ASU, not so much. So you really got to see the matchup. Yeah, you got to see the matchup first.
All right. As I mentioned earlier, one of the things that works really well for the fan is working with community partners.
Yep.
And so, unfortunately, the laptop here on my desk keeps rebooting. So, Aaron, our producer, is going to bring up the fan page so that we can take a quick look at how the fan gives back, because this is all about the fan. And this is what we do as an organization to literally give back as fans to our community. And on our website right now, you could go to that tab, which I believe is under the Our Voice overall tab at the top. Click on the Fan Gives Back, and here you'll see detailed story about our partnership with Opportunity Village as one of the organizations, as well as below that, I believe, is Kids Uplifting Kids, which is also a relatively new nonprofit in support of our foster kids children here in the Las Vegas Valley area. So it's important for the fan, because we're based here, to be part of the community and to give back to the community. And why would you not want to be part of an organization that gives a you-know-what about the organizations in and around their area? And obviously we're starting, here with OV and KUK, but I know as this continues to grow and membership gets more broad across the country, I know Andy's going to look at more local nonprofits all around the country to support those areas as well. But it's a start. Here's where we are. And we've got OV and we've got KUK. The difference of two spectrums, but yet more importantly, helping the community is really what it's all about.
But the difference also is key, too, because it shows, again, that appeal is kind of covering across the board. We're not pigeonholing ourselves.
Correct.
And that's huge. That's going to allow us to get a little bit more traction, a little bit more leeway than we would otherwise if we were a little bit more limited.
Correct. Absolutely. It's a great opportunity. So when you look at the opportunity here for, and I don't mean to keep saying opportunity, but it's working, being part of this event and helping The clientele
Yep.
is what they like to be called at Opportunity Village, correct? Is that what they?
Are you talking about like the individual served?
Correct.
Yeah, we call them individual served or program participants.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of doing commentary for Big Valley Wrestling.
Okay.
They did a card about a year ago at the one down in the Southwest at
Yep.
the new facility.
Our Ingolstadt campus, yeah.
And let me tell you, that was one heck of an experience to be part of that, and how the individuals there just loved
Yes.
the event and the people, and we all took a tour. And you know what? They wouldn't let us go without coming up to us and saying hello and asking
great
for
was that?
autographs. Oh,
Aaron,
it was
I've been
tremendous.
there for Opportunity Village for 3 years now, and that day was one of my favorites that I've ever been there.
Oh, you were there for the
I was
wrestling
there.
event?
I was there for that. And
Gotcha.
It just to see their like the individual served faces was, they were getting so invested into that. They were hitting the rails. You remember they were hitting
yeah.
the rails. They were
Yep.
smiling. They were jumping up and high fiving. It was just really one of the greatest things ever. And yeah, and I know you guys are big wrestling fans here
Oh, yeah.
too. So
Yeah,
it was-
absolutely.
we were actually trying to do that again, but obviously
With
COVID happened.
Right.
COVID happened.
It was
excuse
a
me.
great experience. I mean, we even had one of them participate as a ring announcer with Tiffany. I had somebody on commentary with me who wants to be a commentator down the line,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of the guys made up cards for us. Of one of the Big Valley Wrestling guys, collector's cards and pictures, and they had a table all set up for us to sign autographs, and they just would not
Yeah.
leave and we wouldn't leave until every person got what they wanted.
And if for anyone curious about how Opportunity Village may permeate, the local contingent in ways you don't even know, just 2018 for the midterms they had polls set up there. Like
Yeah.
you may
Right.
have been on an Opportunity Village campus
Without
and you didn't even
realizing it.
realize it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's kind of how impactful and how well spread they are across the valley. Kind of anywhere you go, any nook and cranny, you're going to be able to find them, and that's what separates them from so many of these other organizations.
Now, also, too, I want to mention that you guys are going to also, I believe, be involved with us for our golf carnival coming up in October.
Yep.
I believe we're going to go to a picture of that there on the website. There it is, the Fan Charity Golf Carnival coming up in October. This is going to be an all-day event on both courses all over Angel Park. There will be an area set up as a carnival section with rides and vendors and everything else. This will be a pretty important event for you as well to participate in, because now you're going to have an opportunity to greet people face to face and come in contact with those supporting OV or learning about OV for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think we were going to have it for October 2nd, I think was the date. And we're really excited to partner with you guys. And we're really looking forward to that. I know we've had kind of preliminary discussions about the whole tournament in general and how it's going to look.
Right.
But we're excited to be a part of it, and we want to help out and give our volunteer power and make that a successful event. Because at the end of the day, community people just want to have a community, and we all work together. So we're excited for
Absolutely.
that.
And
That's
Kids
the key
Uplifting
word.
Kids will be there as well. So this will also be the real first opportunity for members and folks affiliated or part of the fan to meet our partners, our community partners direct as well. So it's a great opportunity really all across the board. All right, we're going to do our last break of the show. We have a couple of live spots to do. So do you want to go first again, or would you like me to start this
Why
time?
don't you start at this time?
Oh, thank you very much.
Little
This way.
spontaneity.
There you go. It was 1988 when Wahoo's was started by the Lee brothers in Costa Mesa, California. They had a desire to blend their unique heritage of food experiences and bring them to the table for others to enjoy and feel more alive. With 6 convenient locations throughout the Las Vegas Valley, there's no reason for you to miss out on the great taste at Wahoo's. And as if that wasn't enough, take advantage of the $2.95 Pacifico all-day, everyday special, as well as the $25 match play when you sign up for an account on Wahoo's. To find your nearest location here in Vegas or anywhere across the country, simply visit Wahoo's.com.
And we
Top
got
that, young buck.
Absolutely, we got a fan of Wahoo's, and everyone who's come to join the show, I feel, is going to be a fan of Wahoo's.
Absolutely.
It's kind of hard not to be. But wouldn't it be awesome to never spill a drink again? Well, we thought so too, and that's why we developed the non-tipping magnetic squid cup system. We've been plugging it all day long because this is awesome, people. It creates a cup holder when you need it using the power and simplicity of dual magnets and microsuction cups. Whether you're on the water or the road, too few or too shallow cup holders will never be a problem for you again. The Squid Cup system features a 16-ounce double-wall insulated tumbler and an insulating 12-ounce can cooler. You can visit squidcup.com to order. State of the art.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we salute all of our sponsors in my
Absolutely.
Squid Cup koozie.
Hydration is key. That's why he's the voice.
And I'll tell
Got
you,
to get those pipes refreshed.
And here's the
Right.
best thing. Look at these magnets, how well they work staying attached to my hand without falling over.
These are perfect for
How
the
come
boat.
your cup is empty, by the way?
Well, because
drank it all.
Yeah, I drank it all because the Squid Cup technology, man, it's just so handy. I couldn't put it down. Glug, glug, glug. That was decent. Thank you, Ashton.
Yeah, Brett doesn't want cramps.
Right, absolutely.
Lisa Mascari.
Can't be tightening up on set.
That's right. I'm on the 21-day disabled list. I dehydrated
Well,
my
that's
my
a
lips.
good segue to Lisa Mascari.
Yes, it is. Lisa Mascari says to you, sir, "Hi, Ashton.
Hello.
Have Aaron give you my contact information. I'm happy to donate gift cards from Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa for your bracket winners."
Wow. You said Lisa?
Lisa,
I don't know where the camera is. Thank you very much, Lisa.
you're
We
straight
really
ahead.
appreciate it.
Yes. So after the show, I will give you, after we're done, I will get you her contact.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Lisa Mascari has been a big supporter of everything here at the Fan and a lot of the projects.
She's
that
the fans' number one fan right
She
now.
is. By the way, Lisa, did you ever order your face masks? Because when we showed them last week, she said she was jumping in and she was going to order face masks. So I'm just curious if she's done that. But she's a big supporter of it. There you go.
Okay, we're going to
Let's
get
come
this
back
right.
over this
There
way.
we go. Okay.
Nice.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
QVC in the making.
There you go. So thank you, Lisa, and I will certainly give Ashton your information as needed. And she will also be at the golf tournament as well.
Okay.
And also, too, like I'm sure you're not under a whole lot of stress doing what you do, but it's probably worth you to take a trip down there and experience an opportunity. See how I keep sticking it in there?
You're a pro.
I'm a
You are
professional.
pro.
Do not try this at home, folks.
Yeah, I never really knew how much you use Opportunity until I started working at Opportunity Village. 'Cause I'm like, shoot,
The
man.
marketing writes itself.
Yeah,
in
that's
a way,
right, it
in a way,
does.
in a
That's
good
right.
way, your job's kind of easy.
Yeah.
But you should go down there just for yourself and enjoy the massage packages, or go yourself, take a significant other with you.
Yeah.
And it's well worth it. Definitely is. Okay, so with that, what is your biggest concern? Now I just want to dive off Opportunity Village for a second and KOK. Now, you're a sports fan, as we indicated before. You wrote for the RJ in the sports section, but bottom line is you're a fan.
It's a huge sports fan.
Unfortunately, I found out before I went on the air, and you already probably know this, he's a Cowboys fan. I wanted to throw him out of the studio, but I don't think Andy would have been happy with me getting rid of our guest.
So when we
before he
signed
did it.
off here, you're going to be like, yes.
Yeah, that's right,
Now
exactly.
the time has come.
Yeah, it was like
right.
it was strategic though, because it was 5 minutes before I went on, so
Right.
he really couldn't get rid of me then.
Right.
There you go. So, as a sports fan,
Yep.
what bugs you about the business side of sports, particularly that you wish you could go call Jerry Jones and say, "Hey, I'm a fan, and this is bugging me."
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of things I'd like to say to Jerry Jones.
Right. Fair.
But it's a lot of the things that you guys have already touched on, and what you guys kind of live by, and some of the stuff that's on your website. One of the big things, and I've talked to this with one of my colleagues, Greg Gudenkoff, is concession prices.
Yeah.
Every time you go, you can't take a family with you. You can't even go by yourself,
No.
really, because you and I can go spend $50 at least on a drink and a hot dog.
Yeah.
So that's a big problem. And to Jerry's credit, he built Jerry World, right?
Right.
So he was very smart and kind of took advantage of the system.
Yeah. Before many others did.
Before many
Right.
others did. He's a smart businessman, but it is tough as a fan. It's sort of becoming like Disneyland in that regard, right? Where a park hopper is what $200-300 now, and then you go in and your kid's gonna want ice cream and Mickey ears and all this other stuff, and it's too expensive. You can't do it. The average family can't do it. So I'd like to see some change there.
Do you think, and going off of that, do you think there's a certain way, and obviously that's very much our MO and what we pride ourselves in, do you think there's a certain way to empower fans and to give them a voice to where these issues may not be as big of a roadblock as they once were? What would your, as a fan, and we can even make it personal for you in Dallas, what would be the first thing of progress, the first point of progress that you would like to see?
I think it's what you guys. I'm going to keep bringing it back to the fan, because I think you guys are the first of your kind.
Hey, we
right?
like hearing that.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's
we
really
took the opportunity.
Right.
It's really
See what I did there?
it's really a unique thing that you guys have going, and it's it's obviously a really cool startup, and I'm excited to see where the future of the fan is. But it's just having power in numbers, right? And being able to band together, even if you guys are Giants fans, I'm a Cowboys fan, but we can all come together as football fans and say,
Notice he gave Giants top
Yes.
billing because
Yes.
there's two of us.
The A side.
There's
the
two
A
of
side.
us.
Right,
That's
right,
hey,
right.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Dak just got a contract. So
And hey,
the
congratulations to him, by the way.
next
Absolutely.
4 years, I don't think New York is going to compete with Dallas. Just saying.
Well, he has to get back on the field first after
come
seeing
on,
what that
guys.
ankle can do.
Well,
Andy Dalton almost took the Giants out this year and won the division.
He's not wrong. He's not. Hey, I'm not
Come
saying
on.
I'm not trying to stick up for the Giants here because there's a lot to be done there.
Danny Dimes has got to go.
Absolutely. I'm more so just curious to see how Dak will recover because sometimes with these injuries, it's one of those things where you put too much on it
Yeah.
to where you're
Yeah.
underselling him when he comes back, and we're almost always blown away by these guys as if they're not pros
Yeah.
and they don't have top of the line facilities and
Right.
rehab methods. But at the same time, NFL quarterback for the biggest club in the league, one of the 3 biggest clubs in all of professional sports, there's going to be probably some unfair expectations there, so
Sure.
there's a difference between.
Well, there always is with Dallas.
especially with Dak
Yeah,
Prescott.
yeah.
So there's a difference between coming back at a competent level or a Pro Bowl level or win us a Super Bowl now level.
Right.
And I got paid.
I think that's kind of the issue too. Is like let this guy come back naturally and don't say it's Super Bowl already.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
relax a little bit. 'Cause
So let me ask you.
I'm happy he got paid.
So let me
too.
ask you this
Yeah.
question though. A couple of weeks ago, the Cowboys put out their sizzle reel
Yep.
to season ticket holders for this upcoming
Yeah.
year with one major omission.
Yeah, Seahawks did it too
Yes, they did.
with Russell Wilson.
Yep. Dak was not involved in that video. Neither was Russell Wilson. What does that say now to your season ticket holders when now you've signed Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
You didn't include him in the sizzle reel package. Now what? What kind of message does that send to the fan base?
Both of those decisions were deliberate.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to tell you two that, but from a marketing standpoint, I would know whether the most well-known player for each team of the last 10 years was excluded from a e-blast or a video.
Little twist of the knife.
So
Right.
it's petty. It's
Yeah.
very petty on both of those guys. I feel for both of them. That sucks. It sucks. And honestly, as a fan, you got to get kind of irritated. You're pissed off because it's like, make sure that we have our franchise player.
Yeah.
Don't mess around.
And
Come
if
on.
you're a Chicago Bears fan, now you're thinking, Russ, we wouldn't exclude you. We
right.
would welcome you with open arms.
funny enough is I would have taken probably as a Cowboys fan, and this may be just me, but I would have taken Russ over Dak probably.
I don't think that's just you. And that's not a knock on that's not a knock on Dak. Yeah.
He's getting older, right?
Yeah.
He's getting older, and
And
so
he's been beat up. He has been beat up.
I don't think it's consensus, I guess, right? At this point,
Maybe not as it once was. No.
exactly.
Right.
But at Dak's age right now, I think outside of Patrick Mahomes, who else? Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I think I want Dak. I'm not saying he's the 4th most talented or the best quarterback.
But you're
in the
saying
league.
in terms of the
The
value moving
ceiling,
into
the value, the age of
because
him.
Rodgers only has so much left.
Rodgers,
That's fair.
Brady, Breeze, all those
Yeah.
guys. So I think Dak is top 5 in that regard.
Yeah,
So
of the young guns, and it's you need to give credit where it's due. 2019 season and before the injury last year, he played very well.
He did.
He played very well.
and the year before, it was more the Zeke show.
Right.
But as you know, running backs have a 4-year shelf life. So.
Yeah, and they're still kind of seeing the consequences of that one, how that's going to play out.
and
Right.
Amari Cooper, they paid those guys some big money.
Well said.
And they haven't addressed their defense the last 30 years, it seems.
I have a vision.
There you go.
Not just for
Talk to me.
$59.99.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Not just for
it's going to be another
$59.99.
plug. Yeah.
I like
No,
it.
it's not.
An opportunity.
Yes.
An opportunity vision. It's actually an opportunity for you.
Okay.
Okay. On behalf of Brett and I,
Yep.
and obviously Andy, we want you to be a writer in our blog section. Would you do that?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's my vision.
Expanded the media portfolio.
Just like that, we made it
Gotta love
happen. Is Andy smiling now?
He is.
He is.
Okay,
Got a
good.
big smile.
Good. All right.
I don't think he's realized what he's done. He's just unleashed the Dallas beast.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so I may have to withdraw that.
Yeah.
If it's all Dallas.
Editorial control.
That's right. Editorial. I am the director
Yeah.
of content. But anyway,
It's funny because even after the RJ, I was
An oral contract. Yep.
That's what it is. But after
Legalities.
I left the RJ, I sometimes have that itch where I want to get back into the sports
I'm
realm.
sure.
So I really appreciate the fan and both of you guys for having me on and just talking about sports. It gets the juices flowing again.
And just a quick question: is it Dallas? Do you have some type of connection there, family, upbringing, or were you just kind of latched on to the Cowboys, the star?
What's funny is I'm born and raised in Las Vegas,
Uh-huh.
so I'm kind of a unicorn.
you had no teams.
No teams at all. So
It's
I
a result of me just being raised by New York fans.
Yeah.
I'm the same boat.
I kind of had
Yeah.
free will to choose who I wanted. As you guys know, we're millennials, so
America's team.
America's team in the 90s was the business
Yep,
with
it was.
Aikman, Smith, Irvin, Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a great time to be a Cowboys fan, and Same with the Bulls. I'm a Bulls fan, even though.
Oh man, you slid in nicely.
It's funny because it seems very homerish now, but I'm a kid at that time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'm kind of allowed to make that decision, but I've stayed through it. I've stuck tough.
Yeah,
Both of them have sucked.
It'd be different if you ventured away from there. If you're still on the bandwagon, that says something.
But you know what's funny, Brett, is as I get older, the more or the less I should say I care about like fandom. It's weird. I don't care necessarily about the teams, but I care more about like the individuals and a good game, or if I make a bet on someone.
Yeah. No,
Well, the betting bug always makes a difference.
So it's not so much like I'm a diehard this and that. It changes a little bit because I'm a big fan of LeBron James.
And that's a good note because I'll root for Dak to the moon and back as far as the outcome of the game. But I wanted him to get paid, and I hope he's fully healthy when he comes back. Just for it's better for the game that way.
And now I respect the grind and everything that goes on behind the scenes.
Right.
Where as former athletes, we see that and we're just like, man, like it takes a lot to get to that level and can keep that consistency. So
to do it at such a big
such
stage.
a high level too. There's such a big jump from Pee Wee to high school to college to the NFL that I respect that, and it's just like I like individual players.
You take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sports is a topic that can be talked about for hours and hours and hours at a clip.
Permeates everything.
And it does, because for guys like us and for many of our fans out there and everybody that's part of the nation, for me and for you, it's an escape from life.
Yeah.
It's something we can dive into and enjoy as something that, what did you say, got your juices pumping
Got my
again?
juices flowing again to
I
talk
mean,
about this stuff.
I used to play ball in high school. Played softball. I mean, I'm into sports. So the fact that you can delve into a sport of any kind and just immerse yourself in it and support a team or support a logo or support a player, it's just such an escape that I think we all need.
It also kind of represents things better than they ever could be represented in other avenues because of the appeal that you have in sports and the way everyone's kind of included, at least as they should be.
Yeah, and we're always looking for common ground with people, right? Like, I just came and sat down in the studio, and we're fast friends, all of us. Like,
exactly.
It's just that's what sports do, and it really like bonds us together. And that's some of the stuff, in my opinion, that we should focus on, as opposed to like
Kumbaya.
Politics and all this other stuff.
More divisive stuff.
And exactly.
Turn the lighter on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But with all of that, and this is how I'm going to bring all this back around into full circle.
Yep.
This is why the Fan Action Nation is so important, because all of us diehard sports fans, even when you have a quarantine situation where we didn't have our sports to watch, we still talked about sports. Obviously, we couldn't talk about the stuff on field or on court or in an arena.
Was there.
But it was there,
Yeah.
and we were always able to talk about it. And with a platform and an opportunity and a community like the Fan Action Nation can bring each and every one of us, this is why we all need to be part of the revolution. If you have not become part of it, go to jointhefan.com right now. Now. Well, not now. Wait till the show's over or open up another window. Go to jointhefan.com, $59.99. One time, forever, lifetime membership. You get discounts in our store and also discounts with many of our other vendor partners along the way. Do it now.
We're
become
growing.
part of this.
Join in on the fun.
Listen, look, I got all these emergency notes handed to me during the show of people joining during the show.
Breaking
And
news
love
day.
it. And
Happy
that says
breaking
a lot.
news day.
Join the revolution.
Yes,
we
sir.
need our man to cue the Beatles' Revolution right
That's
now
right.
as we go into break.
Well, we
right?
have to be careful.
Yeah, right.
We have to be careful with music. So,
But unfortunately, but the fact that was a good reference.
He's right on.
That's a solid anecdote.
I see someone who can fill in for either you and I when we go on vacation.
There we
who
go.
can sit in here and pick up the slack.
They
All
just
right.
take our jobs.
Thank you for coming in, Ashton.
No problem.
That's
Website
great, man.
again for Hoops Hoopla.
Thanks, guys. Picksforov.com and its Opportunity Village's charity bracket contest. You can sign up until 7 a.m. on Friday, March 19th, and let's enjoy the madness together.
There you go.
Once you're signed up, then it's just about enjoying the games, as if it's
Absolutely.
any other bracket.
Enjoying the games, watching your brackets get torn apart. That's the way I look at it.
That's the tradition.
Final thoughts.
That was awesome, man. Thank you so much. And again, Everything Opportunity Village. Oh, wow. We got
There
a
it
little
is.
bit of a rip.
There it
I like
is.
it. And again, thank you so much for everything Opportunity Village has done and continues to do. We look forward to Hoops Hoopla.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, buddy.
My partner Brett says it very well. Join us. We want to thank Ashton for being our guest today. Ashton Ferguson, marketing specialist from Opportunity Village, Hoops Hoopla. We will be on there. We'll have our brackets. Let's see how we compare to everybody else's. For Brett, for Ashton, for Andy, who's back here in the DJ booth, for Aaron E. on the board, making us look and sound good. I'm Aaron Phillips, reminding you to be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. We'll see you next week right here on Rise of the Fan.